It's your boy Crypto Billy back with another one. Just taking a break from the trenches real quick, man. Having fun in the trenches. I want to make it clear. You're not going to get depressed Millie on this channel or depressed content, guys. I'm actually not feeling that bad about the market. I think we're at a sentiment low. I made a video earlier. Go check out the video I made earlier. I'll tag it. I'm not going to go over the sentiment in my sticky notes and everything that I create with you guys. And it's very important that you comment, like, and subscribe, because I put effort into time into creating everything personally. I don't share other people's visuals. I create everything from scratch off my personal research. So I would appreciate if you guys interact and engage with the videos. It really helps the channel grow. But that's neither here nor there. I want to talk about Jasmy Coin. Yes, I'm here to piss people off about Jasmy Coin, because at the end of the day, we haven't broken our rectangular box here, which is sitting at about 208. That's like the white flag for Jasmy. The stock RSI on the weekly is completely oversold, guys. And at some point, relief is coming, right? Relief is coming. It is important to note that Jasmy is going through a distribution stage. You can clearly see it here on the 7-day. $430,000 worth of sales, about $288,000 worth of buys. So there is distribution going on. And when we compare it to something like Bitcoin, you can see that Bitcoin is showing more of a accumulation on the weekly, right? But we all know Bitcoin is way more stronger, etc., etc. At the end of the day, we do need a little bit more strength from the stock markets, because if the stock markets continue to dump going into next week, I can only assume that unless Bitcoin and crypto decouples away from the stocks, that will probably go down as well. But the gist of what I'm saying is, it's not a time to be depressed. This is the actual time to get motivated. I don't know why people get so depressed when we see these red candles. I get it. Your money goes down. Everybody's tight right now. I get it. But this is the time to increase your hustle, man. Increase your hustle. Millionaires are made in these times. Legends are made in these times. I know it sounds cliche, but the people who have the money and buy these dips and all of the adoption across the board that's happening in crypto. In fact, if I just swing over here to my Twitter, make sure you go follow me on Twitter. I'm always sharing alpha on Twitter. But if I just swing over here to my Twitter, guys, you can see Grayscale is buying Bitcoin. Fidelity is buying Bitcoin. ARK Invest is buying Bitcoin. Everybody's buying the dips. Right? Now, altcoin's a little bit different. But the point is, the smart money is not giving up on crypto. They're actually getting more bullish on crypto. So when we look at Jasmy on the 3-day, you can see that it's really bearish, right? Jasmy on the 3-day is bearish. And the fact, if I'm looking at the weekly, it's really holding on to 1 penny by the skin of its teeth. So technically it's bearish. On the flip side, as an investor, when you're looking at all of this red across the board, and I'm not here to just focus, to make this just solely focus on Jasmy. The point of this video is to train our minds that this is this is what we want. Whenever we want to, you walk in a grocery store, you don't go in a grocery store and you're like, I just want things to be taxing me. I want things. You don't go in the grocery store and you're like, okay, I want to buy where the prices go up. You walk in the grocery store, and when you see things on sale, things in clearance, you like, I'm about to pick that up. That's a deal. That's how we got to train our mind in investing. Guys, it's my job to keep everybody motivated. This is not hopium. These few years of research that I've been doing in the greatest investors of all time, they bought into the fear. The thing about it is, I'm not going to be that YouTuber like, oh, you guys is not buying into the fear. I understand, like, money is tight right now. So increase your hustle. You know, I've been there. I know how it is to feel down and out. You know what I mean? I've been there. So I'm more relatable than a lot of YouTubers. But don't let this discourage you. Don't let this discourage you. That's the whole point of the video. I want you guys to go check out my first video, because it should have been getting way more views with the alpha that I dropped in that video. Guys, go check that out. Jasmy is extremely oversold, but we have not broken last cycle's well, what was this? 2022. So yeah, last cycle's structure here. If we break last cycle's structure, it could get excuse me, it could get ugly, right? As ugly as maybe 207. 207 would be the next level of support right here. We would have to hold, right? It's not moving the goalpost. I'm just pointing it out to you guys, okay? All righty. Fundamentals have not changed with Jasmy. I get it. This is definitely distribution. This is definitely distribution. You can't argue when you look at Bitcoin or in even ETH. We can go to ETH, because this is going to be important. Is ETH going through distribution? That's what a lot of people. Okay, well, it's tough to say, right? Are we calling this distribution here? I don't know, right? It's kind of like you can go in either way with this one. But again, stock RSI oversold. I guess you could say this is distribution, but it looks like it's kind of like finding a bottom, right? A lot of things are finding a bottom, but who knows? We can go lower. Right now, we're at the cusp of the stock market's holding us by the kahunas right now, because if the stock market goes lower, unless crypto decouples from the stock market, we're going to go lower. So just proper preparation. Voice of reason. You can call it moon voice. You call it hopium. I'm not going to sit here and be frustrated, stressed out, and depressed because that's the type of content y'all want. Won't do it. We'll continue to move on. We going to figure this thing out. It's your boy Crypto Millie. I'll see you in the next one.